Dee 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 dee. Ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Do 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 do, be ba ba bo dee da. No, not really, but it do do do. Hang on a second, ba doodly dee. Ba da ba da ba da ba ya ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Dee dee dee. Just being silly now. All right, okay. Let's see what have we got going on here. Really, we're fine. We're all fine here. We're all fine, except for Kay, who's a little deafened now. It's okay. We'll be fine. Hi, it's here we are again. Oh my goodness me! I have some more songs. The hat has returned triumphantly again. I attempt to sit where you can see the hat, and so forth and so on. Let me get this. Of course, now the stack's not quite where it needs to be, because of course it is not a Troubadork show without we have ourselves at least one technical fool. I was actually working on the stack of sing-along songs, the card stack for those, and I'm learning something very interesting about OBS, which is that apparently you can have multiple copies of a program up, and if you don't tell it which one to look at, it just chooses randomly. So that's cool. All right. All right. But enough of that silliness. Let's get on to some other silliness. I do have 6 songs chosen. They all have choruses. They all have jolly sing-along choruses, which is good, because, jolly sing-along choruses are important in a sing-along show. There we go. Hey, it's in tune. Amazing. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got brown or sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. Oh, you've seen him. I know you've seen him. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town. And he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. Definitely stands out in a crowd. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. You can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Jingle, 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 jingle. Oh, good, he stopped moving. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my friend in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? Pirate with pointy ears. Elf pirate. And gossamer wings. Fairy elf pirate. And a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs. Vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And a foxtail. Nobody really knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about you. I I guess I'll end this song. There we go! Oh my goodness, that's quite possibly one of the best renditions of Do You Know My Friend from Faire that I have attempted and succeeded to do here on the Troubadork show, possibly even in person. Which is... Kay is threatening to put together the now vampire, demon, Scottish fairy elf pirate costume. Okay, and the tail. Just need the ears and the horns. So if anybody out there in Kay's general vicinity has a pair of ears or horns that he can borrow, no immediate pressure on this. I fully expect that what we'll do with that is we'll probably try and arrange for me to go and do this at Scottish Court, and then Kay will run out and Cosby will freak the heck out, which will be hilarious. Either that or I'll do the song and then Kay can change into it and wander around. I like that. See, this is how bad ideas get put into implementation. Which leads me to another question. Why the heck do you people follow me on my bad ideas? Honestly. Have you met me? Really? I was saying that I do have now six songs, which is 2 more than I have usually for the sing-along show. Why? Kay says, because they're entertaining. Hey, I'm just a guy in a funny hat, you know. So I have 6 songs now. It's really weird. Most of the folk songs that I have do not have jolly sing-along choruses, for some reason. One does, but it also requires a Chinese pronunciation guide. But that's okay. We'll do that one first, get it out of the way, and get everybody into the appropriately twisted mindset that will be required for the remainder of that show. Also, I am strongly tempted to bust out a little artisanal gibberish, which I have managed to completely avoid doing for the entirety of this run so far. But since it's one of those things that I'm known for, we might just wind up doing it. I'm not sure if it'd be like the Kraken or... you know, those epic pieces, Kraken, Tutor, Suitor, or if it might be little bitty pieces chucked in between the songs, which could actually be a nice little kind of both a palate cleanser, but also a way to pad the show out longer. You know, I'm doing these shows for about 30 minutes because, well, let's be honest, if I'm working a fair, until I become a really big, huge name, I'm going to have about a 30-minute time slot. And 5 minutes on each side of that is going to be dedicated to setting up, cleaning up, and occasionally passing the hat. Which is, see, there's a method to my madness. Although the good news is with this show, if I run slightly long, no one cares much. In fact, people seem to like it more. Now, speaking of things that I was doing incorrectly, this is the slide we opened the show with over here. And did my hand go behind it? My hand did go behind. For a brief shining moment, I thought my finger had actually gone in front of this slide, which would have been really surreal, believe you me. I have broken the 4th wall. I will break the 4th wall as soon as I figure out where they put it. It's in here somewhere. Okay, there it is. All right, so this one, again, song I've had in my head for a long time. Enjoy the heck out of it. I hope you will enjoy it too. This song technically has a chorus, but it doesn't really have a chorus, and it's kind of a shouty chorus in parts, so I didn't want to have like a scream-along chorus for the sing-along show. That'd be the scream-along show, which would be an entirely different show. So we'll see what happens. Can't face another drunk with an axe. Parade is coming and I can't relax. Can't sleep, tent's not up. Dirt and Gatorade are in my cup, and psycho patron, God give you good day. Better make way, good gentles make way. Hey, 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 psycho patron, God give you good day. Better make way, get out of the way of the parade. Yeah, 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 yeah. You start an improvisation, You can't even finish it. You're shouting a lot, but you're not really saying anything. When I have nothing to say, I'll improv and mime. If it's funny once, it'll be funny again. Psycho patron, God give you good day. Ha 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 ha, za ha 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 ha, za. Better make way, good gentles make way. Heed what I say, psycho patron, God give you good day. Ha 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 ha, za ha ha ha, za. Better make way, get out of the way of the parade. Yeah, 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 yeah. Did you make that? Do you live here? Hey, are those real? Where's the beer? Posters say come out and play, and they drop $50 to walk around and stare all day. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oy vey. We are hot and we are tired, and there's 1,000 crazy people in this shire. Psycho patron, God give you good day. Ha 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 ha, za ha ha ha, za. Better make way, get down, just make way. Get out of the way! What's wrong with you? Psycho patron, God give you good day. Ha 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 ha, za ha ha ha, za. Better make way, get out of the way! It's a parade! Yeah, 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 yeah. I never know how to end that. Paige says, your bad ideas are more amusing than our own bad ideas. Well, at least I'm providing a valuable service. That's all I gotta say about it right there. I really enjoy that song. I may have done the emotional collapse a little early, but I still think it's important. If you've ever worked Faire, and if you've watching this show, the odds are good you have interacted with a Renaissance festival somehow. You know that there's just people who don't get the fact that the parade is bigger than them. And while we all very much value and treasure our patrons, the parade's going that way. If you are standing that way, you are going to get, at the best possible scenario, picked up and moved. The worst possible scenario, trampled by smelly German people. Landsknechts. If you've never been run over by a Landsknecht, you have no idea just how embarrassing it can be, and uncomfortable, I might add. I know. Oh, it's been a while since I played this song. And I love this song. And I love this song at least partially because it comes with its own visual aid right there. Sorry, right there. Camera's flipped. This cartoon is what inspired it, and this cartoon was posted on the interwebs by Kay. So this is Kay's fault. Platypus Postman. Very kind of Grateful Dead kind of feel to it, and I kind of dig that. Because I went to college in the 80s in Austin, which is to say, effectively I went to college in Berkeley in the 60s. But with slightly better cars and technology. Yeah. That's how you explain that one. Let me get in here. Platypus Postman. Platypus Postman. Neither rain nor snow nor sleet nor hail can make the Platypus Postman fail. Platypus, postman. Platypus, postman. Even through the mud they can't be beat. Yeah, they never sink because of their web feet. Not a dog will chase him or leave a mark, 'cause the hounds are too darn confused to bark. Platypus, postman. Platypus, postman. In the coldest rain they won't demur. They're protected by their thick coarse fur. Of all the post carriers on the scene, only one of them is a monotreme. Platypus, postman. Platypus, postman. Believe in the platypus, postman. He's got my mail. Platypus, postman. I giggle after these songs because I cannot believe that I'm actually getting away with singing these songs. Well, look at me, for God's sakes. I'm not really qualified. I had the hat beforehand, but the hat, granted, is a letter of marque. It is permission to do whatever weird, goofy crap you're gonna do, but still, my broad gestures are being blocked by the platypus. I'm going to remove the platypus now. Still, you know, it's a thing, and my goodness me, folks, 37 shows. Wow, and 11 Wednesdays. And that's kind of important because I didn't start doing this right when we went into lockdown. I don't believe that. I don't believe we did. I will have to go back and check. I can check right now, as a matter of fact, if I really, really, really want to. I'm going to, because I don't know. I cannot honestly remember exactly when I started doing this stuff. Fortunately, I can look on my playlists in my YouTube channel and see when the first show was dated. Because that's how that works. Weirdly. This show was 19 March. The 19th of March, 2020 is my first show. It is now the 20th of May. So, officially, 2 months worth. I've been doing this. And I'm always kind of amazed that I'm improving, which is nice. So that's always a cool thing. And I did want to end the show with one of the songs. This will be in the sing-along song show, because if it wasn't in the sing-along song show, there would probably be trouble. Let's not lie. Yep, it's Bertha's, because I love singing it. And I suspect you might like singing it too. So let me just get to the right place here so I can remind myself. I will eventually know all these songs by heart. That's the other thing about doing this. By continually doing these shows, I am basically working a lot of rehearsal time and talking to y'all and working rehearsal time and getting these songs ingrained. I can do Friend from Faire by heart because it's in here. It's hardwired. A lot of these other songs are still relatively new. I've only been messing around with them for about 2 months. Some of these songs are literally weeks old. Some of them are already in my head. Hasselhoff Ballad is in my head, but that's because I wrote it in my head before I wrote it down on paper. Stuff like that. Captain's Log is in my head because Quigley writes really good songs. But anyway, this one is almost there. It is almost in my head. Eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, a sailor came to Bertha's, the problem most severe. His manly pride had been atrophied by a voyage of 14 years. He ate a plate of mussels, now he sings in a different key. His jibboom set right, he'll be back there tonight, and he's not going back to sea. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, a lady came to Bertha's wanted a daughter or son. The doctors had said with a shake of their head that she couldn't have either one. So she ate a plate of mussels and went home to her husband dear. She turned up his croup, and to tell you the truth, they had triplets the very next year. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, they'll cure your diarrhea, cure your constipation too, thank God. Just swallow a box for the chicken pox, for the measles, or the flu. So if you fancy a healthy life, get your daily dosage straight. A plate a day of Bertha's mussels and you'll live till you're 98. Ow! Eat Bertha's mussels, sing! They're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. There's no good way to finish that song other than just big and loud, big and loud, big and loud, big and noisy and throwing things and people flying across the room and a drunken brawl, because that's Eat Bertha's Mussels. And if you're not happy by the end of that song, I'm completely out of ideas. Yes, Kate, harmony is allowed during the sing-along. Harmony is encouraged. Heck, I know my voice. Also, Amy suspects that the Troubadork ballad, All I Want, the Most Important Person at the Fair, might be a song where you sing lead, Kay, and I sing harmony. And that's a threat. But a well-meaning threat. Trust me. Well, folks, here we are again. 24 minutes, and I hope you guys have had at least as much fun as I have had. Hopefully, even a little more. Because you don't have to worry about being nervous about this the way that I do. I am still getting through it. This was another good 4 solid songs. No real boating accidents to speak of. Nothing horrible happened. Nobody caught on fire. We had our official required technical issue, and that was done. And it was groovy, and I like it, and I'm really glad. I'm glad we were all here for it. All right, tip jars, you know where they are. PayPal.me/theadequate, Ko-fi.com/theadequate. Robert and Rick and Emily have been wonderfully generous people and have put money into the Please Get Tobias a Real Camera fund. I have a real microphone. That's here. Real microphone. My camera is currently... I wonder if I can do this. My camera is currently my phone. And I can show you what that looks like. Kind of, sort of. Like this. See that? That's the camera. That's the camera taking a picture of me, taking a picture of the camera with my tablet. I'm a giant nerd. That all goes into that. Everything is kind of sitting in my PayPal account waiting for me to sell a few more things on eBay. I'm selling off some old magic stuff. to get it out of the house. I am not quitting magic. I want to make that clear. I am in camera reception. Blah. Thank you, Kay. It's a camera. But I am doing more music stuff, and I want to improve the video casting rig in as efficient and effective a way as I can. I still haven't spent as much on the music stuff, including spending money on the apps and programs required to put this whole webcasting together than I did the first year I started doing magic. True story, hard to explain. Patreon.com is where you too can support Adequacy in our lifetime. I want to thank Kaylee and Laureen and Alicia and Relly and Richard and Brian and John for pitching in $1 or $2 every month and encouraging this continual behavior. My Patreon site is weird. The actual page tells you I'm doing songs and podcasts and other entertainment products. If I link to it, it just says podcasts, and that's weird, but there it is. And yes, I do still want to do some podcasts. I will probably convert some of these shows to podcastable format with a little commercial in the middle of it, because I can make like 0.0235 cents every time somebody hears that commercial. And eventually I will have enough money from my Anchor.fm podcast ad revenue to buy a combination platter. And won't that be great? Yes! You can find all the stuff, soundcloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre, as I record more stuff in studio, and I'll be doing some specific studio recordings for some of these songs, because some of the folks that I wrote these songs for don't see this, or can't get to this, or, are, trapped under a rock somewhere or something. So I'll be recording individual songs and putting them out there so people can link to it and just listen instead of having to stare at me at the same time. All the old shows are on Facebook.com/TobiasTheAdequate, and also at YouTube.com/MPLEGARE in the Troubadork playlist. That gets updated about once a week, because uploading video files to YouTube can be a little challenging at times. The output of this particular program is a slightly more robust, complicated, dense video format, as opposed to the standard MP4 file. And if you're a big nerd, you understand what that means. And if you're not a big nerd, none of that made any sense at all and doesn't matter. So it's okay. We're all kind of cool like that. CarpeDiemComics.com is the official emotional support comic shop of Tobias the Adequate Podcast, the Troubadork shows, artisanal gibberish, anything else I do, actually, because they're just good friends. Yes, Kay makes a note that Bandcamp will happen eventually. I have to be confident in my own ability to record stuff that I think is worth charging money for. Live shows, I've got some leeway. Studio recordings are a little weirder that way. But anyway, Carpe Diem Comics in McKinney, Texas. They are currently at 50% capacity rules, but they also do curbside, and they also have a website, and you can also call or email them and say, hey, do you guys have Thing? And they'll say, yes, we have Thing. Also, New Comics Wednesday is now officially back on. The comic publishers are sending out more stuff. So there you go. And support your local comic shops and your local craft stores and your local gaming stores, because without you people, they're just big rooms filled with things that slowly gather dust. Yeah, like that. Yes, Sing-Along show will be on Memorial Day Monday with chorus cards. I have 6 of those lined up. I'm going to see if I can find 1 or 2 more. I'd like to do a full 8 and do like a full hour-long extravaganza. I don't know if I will or be able to, but I'm willing to give it a shot. If you're willing to stick around for it, then there we go. This was a really good show. I had a lot of fun with this one. There were very few stumbles that I could tell. There were very few boating accidents. There were no boating accidents, actually. And when I say very few stumbles, it's me hearing it, because I'm listening to this. And honestly, I gotta be frank with y'all, if I'm focused on performing and not focused on keeping an eye on myself performing or thinking about what I'm doing, I do so much better about this. And it's because y'all are actually encouraging me, and I appreciate that so very much. Y'all are awesome. So thank y'all once again. We will do this again tomorrow, and then we will have the big, long sing-along show on Monday, Memorial Day. Same time, same place. And while I'm thinking about it here, they say, there's something I want to leave you with. What would the world be like if there were no rhetorical questions?